Sister Sheila T, and welcome back to Soul Food Ministries. Today, I just wanted to continue my discussion with some of the women in the Bible. And I will be coming from the book of Esther, the first chapter, verse 10 through 11. However, I will not be discussing Esther today, but another young lady who I feel is sometimes overlooked. And that's no other than Queen Vashti. Now, Queen Vashti was the queen of Persia. She was the wife of King Ahasuerus, or some may know him as Xerxes. King Ahasuerus was the fifth king of Persia, and he reigned over the areas of India, Ethiopia, and Asia Minor. The story takes place when King Ahasuerus is giving a great banquet. Now we must understand, back in biblical days, when the Persian king gave a banquet, it was because they was about to go to war, and they would give this banquet that lasts 180 days before going out to battle. He was a very powerful and great king, so he invited all the people over in the region to this banquet, all the males. And they would drink and party. So while he's having the banquet, his wife, Vashti, is also hosting a banquet for all the women. So King Ahasuerus, by the seventh day, the scripture says that he's been drinking and he's drunk. So he ordered his commanders to send for his wife and instructed her to wear the royal crown when she come to see him. So Queen Vashti refused the king offer. And if you know anything about kings, that's a smack in the face to refuse a king offer, and especially being a wife. Now, exegetically speaking, the scriptures do not tell us why she refused the offer, but only that she refused it. And there's different theories going around about what could have been some of the reasons. But I just want to stick with the scripture. She refused his offer. So this ignited his anger because he, number one, felt humiliated in front of his men, that his wife would bluntly define him and not come where he demanded her to be at, and that to flaunt her beauty before his men. So kings have advisors. So the advisors were speaking with King Ahasuerus and said, what are we going to do about Vashti? I mean, if it get back to the kingdom and the women hear about this, they can have contentment for their own husbands. And they probably feel they don't have to respect their own husbands because Vashti didn't respect you. So at that point, King Ahasuerus wrote a decree that says Queen Vashti can never come in his presence, and that he was going to remove her crown and give it to someone else that's more worthy, a woman that's more worthy of it. So I'm going to put a pin right there in the story because I don't want to go into all the details of Esther. Because like I said, that's for another day and time. Now, speaking of Queen Vashti, there's nowhere, exegetically speaking, that tells us the reason why she refused to go before her husband. But it's certain things I did get from the scriptures. Number one, it did say she was a beautiful woman, and he did ask her to come before him wearing a royal crown. So I started thinking, just maybe Vashti didn't look at herself as a trophy wife. Number two, she didn't feel the need to appear before drunken men to show what she was working with, because she knew her worth. And number three, she was willing to put all of that online for her self-worth. She was a queen. She lived a life of comfort, but yet still she was willing to put all of that online. Because you must understand, whenever a king give a command or order, he cannot revert it. He cannot cancel it. So when he said for Queen Vashti cannot appear in his presence again, he can't go back and cancel it. However, he can write a new law that can neutralize that prior law, but he can't just cancel that prior law. So Queen Vashti demonstrated a woman of value. She demonstrated a woman of character. That regardless how much wealth she had being the queen, she was not going to let that dictate what type of woman she was. So what can we learn from Queen Vashti? We can learn that if you don't know your self-worth, you will compromise it. May God bless you and may God keep you.